Hi, I'm Sylvia Key, and welcome to the Retirement Safety Zone. Together we're here with Noreen Flood, and she is
a daily money manager. My business is Daily Money Solutions. We're here to help mostly older folks or busy professionals pay the bills, stay on top of the mail, help them with what they need in their monthly financial life.
That sounds like a very interesting career. Is this something you've done all your life, or how did you get into it?
That's a good question. I spent 20 years in the commercial banking world, and after 20 years I said, what does an old banker do? Because I don't want to do this rat race forever. So I launched a bookkeeping service, and I asked at a networking event if there were any other services out there that people thought I might be able to help with, and someone said I could use another daily money manager to refer to. I looked at them and said, what is a daily money manager?
I have the same question. Yeah. What is a daily money manager?
A daily money manager is someone who just helps with the monthly finances, monthly bills, to make sure they get paid, utilities get paid, rent get paid, credit card bills get paid, so that things aren't shut off or credit reports dinged. So
sounds very helpful. I can see why you include busy professionals, because so many people complain they don't have enough time with their family,
right,
or to relax. So, and as far as these services are, I can see that your qualifications come from your past career experience, and I understand there's an association you're affiliated with.
Yes, the American Association of Daily Money Managers is a national organization made up of daily money managers. Some are agencies, some are single providers. Okay. And our goal is to help people stay in their home as long as they can, or to assist busy professionals with their monthly financial life and making sure bills get paid.
So we could learn more about daily money management on the website?
Absolutely. Their website is AADMM. We call it ADAM, aadmm.com, and you can learn more about it, or you can find a daily money manager in your area.
On the website?
On the website, yeah.
And if I just wanted to know, I could contact you as well, couldn't
Absolutely,
I?
yeah.
Great. Can you give some more examples of exactly what the role of a daily money manager might be besides basic financials?
I have worked with people who own businesses, so I work with them on their personal financials so that they can pay attention to their business. My firm also does business bookkeeping, so we can help them with that as well if they would like. I have examples of family members who lived all over the country. One had care of mom. I took care of the finances, so we could separate the two. Sometimes it's not a good idea to have the care of mom and the care of the money with the same person. And then I could report to the family all over the country, and if they had questions they could ask me rather than having to ask their sibling.
That brings up an interesting point. So I may want a daily money manager. What would be, first of all, how would I know I would need one? What would be some clues?
Either you're too busy to pay your own bills, so you want time with your family, that comes first. And if paying the bills always seems to fall to the bottom of the list, you might need the help of a daily money manager. If you are feeling a little confused every month when you get all this mail and you're not sure what to do with it, you might use a daily money manager to help you sort it out.
So imagine if you're starting to get bill requests repeatedly, or
if you see the same bill coming 2 and 3 times, then you probably forgot to pay it, or they didn't get the check. So it's a good idea to have someone double check you.
Good idea. And then you had mentioned a family where you were handling the finances while one of the siblings handled the mother. So that would be a case where someone else was hiring you to manage a third person's money. What are some other instances of that?
I have taken several calls where a parent needs help with the money for their child. Maybe it's a disabled child and they have $30,000 that they want their child to have, but they can't get it directly because they're on Medicaid. So there are ways that we can do that in a disability trust so that I have care of that money. I can use it for the child's benefit, but it does not count against them for Medicaid.
Wow, that's really a great service, because I actually have a couple of friends that are in that situation. That's good to know, and I'm sure it must give a lot of peace of mind to the parent knowing there's something in place for when they pass away.
I give peace of mind to a lot of folks.
Yeah, that's a good description. You bring peace of mind and security.
Right.
Financial security. The ability to know things are handled. You also had mentioned 5 kids, and I can see I have 3 siblings and a mother who needs care, and it's certainly an issue where everyone wants to be certain that the money's handled properly. And it must be reassuring to have someone like you be able to produce official third-party reports.
Right. And it helps that the third-party reports come from me. And so if they have a question, the question comes back to me, not to their sibling. So then the care of mom really is her primary function, and the money function falls to a third party. That's me.
Well, being a caregiver certainly is extremely demanding. And if you're at an age where you still have children at home and there's so much, and maybe even a career, having someone like you to rely on could be a big help and quite a relief. That's good to hear. So we've talked about how to know when you would need help. What are some of the examples? Can you tell us a few stories about people that you've helped?
Sure. I have had a client who has since passed away, but his family all lived on the East Coast. He was here in Fort Collins, and he fell. And that happens a lot. So they called his family in New York and said, what do you want to do? So they he needed to go to an assisted living facility, which was fine. They got him in an assisted living facility, but he had paid the expenses for his house and his car for a full year before I met him. And I said, okay, we need to figure this out, because if you're not going to be able to go back, we need to sell them and keep that money aside for the assisted living facility. So it took me taking him back to his house for him to realize he couldn't do it anymore. And at that point, then I could clean out the house. I charged the battery in his car so we could sell it. I mean, so it might start with the money part, but there are always other things that these folks need.
Well, I can tell you're a very caring person to get involved in charging batteries and house cleaning.
It's a good thing I have a battery charger.
I can see that people trust you. So you're building up trust over time, and you're not a son or a daughter putting pressure on a parent to sell their house.
Right. And I try to keep the parent in their own home for as long as they can. A lot of kids will overreact and think automatically that their parent needs to go to assisted living when they just need a little bit of help. And assisted living is fairly expensive.
Yes, it is. And it's nice to have your favorite chair.
It is.
Sleep in your own bed.
And be in your own space.
Yeah. With all the things around you. I was thinking about not just disabled people, but what about folks that want to keep their finances private?
Almost everybody wants to keep their finances private. I've had situations where the parent had money that they didn't want their kids to know about. So in that case, the parent or the person themselves will contact me for help. And everything that I do with my clients is confidential. Part of the agreement between you and I lists who I can share information with. And if that is no one, then I don't share it with anyone.
Wow. That's very reassuring. And maintains a certain level of dignity, too.
Absolutely.
I would imagine.
And there are various reasons why parents don't want their kids to know what they have. Sometimes it's so that they're not gold diggers. Sometimes it's because money just seems to create huge issues where they don't really need to be issues. So.
Yeah. I was thinking about the sibling situation. When you take money off the table, it's so much easier to be civil
It is.
and to have serious conversations about care and maybe what your parents want rather than worrying about money and where it's going. That's wonderful. So, Noreen, just tell me really quickly, first of all, if I needed care, what would my first step be? If I needed help?
If you needed help, you could call me and I would come to your house in your space, or we could meet at a coffee shop, wherever you're comfortable, and have a conversation about just why you think you need a little bit of help and how I could help you. And if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit.
Sounds like a fair start. Kind of neutral and
Right.
no
pressure.
You don't have to talk about any embarrassing things you don't want to talk about. You just see what fits, what you're comfortable with. So now, as a daughter, my mother hasn't turned her finances over yet. What would that conversation look like?
If you were coming to me
Mhm.
for your mother,
Mm-hmm.
that conversation can be tricky
Mm-hmm.
unless she has turned the finances over to you. If she hasn't, then I need to work directly with her, or we do a round table where it's both you, your mother, and I, and we talk about what might be helpful.
So you could facilitate that conversation.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's one of the top 3 difficult conversations, along with, Mom, it's time to stop driving. You know,
That's a tough one.
Mom, you
Yeah.
can't live on your own anymore. That's the last stage. But yeah. Well, that's very reassuring. And for all of us who would like some help with a daily money manager, please check out Noreen's contact information. It's down below below this video. You can reach her by phone or email, and she can also help you get onto the aadmm.com website so that you can find a daily money manager in your area. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Noreen and I are happy to be able to bring you something more that is useful to you in staying home more safely and longer.